Amidst the dark, desolate plate of nothingness, there was nothing. But about a couple of years ago, there came a small thing above everything, which back then was nothing. A dot. A small fragment around the empty, bland premises. Little did anyone know that this point would spark everything. In 1927, George Lemaitre. Hold on, let me check.
Georges Lemaitre,
A Belgian priest went around proposing that everything around the universe, from stars to animals to Julia Roberts, all came from the continuous expansion of the early universe. About 13.8 billion years ago, there was this point, a hot, infinitely dense point. Then it continuously, quickly expanded, almost seeming like an explosion. After that expansion, the stars and the planets and Filipino telenovelas came to be. Correct? No. It was a long, meticulous process. So let's go about it, shall we? After the bang bang bang, the concepts of space, time, energy, and matter all came present. Now, the universe's formation went about for a really, really, really long time. Starting off with the radiation era, which was dominated by radiation, thus being called the radiation era. This was split into epochs, but before that, the forces of nature had already made its way into this galactic kebab. There's the big magnet of Earth, your chair's atomic superglue, the nuclei superglue, and the weak force. Now, the epochs. The first epoch was nothing. But when this epoch ended, gravity went along and became its own force of nature other than being merged with the other super forces. He was separated. Next to that epoch came the Grand Unification Epoch, named after the three unified forces of nature left after gravity went along. But by the end of this epoch, nuclear superglue also decided, hey, I want to be my own, I am independent, so he left the unified forces. Then came the inflation epoch. The universe expanded and expanded and expanded until it was exhaustingly hot. Quarks, electrons, and other itsy-bitsy particles were made, and everything was hot. Really hot. Then the electroweak epoch marked the ultragalactic breakup of the electromagnetic and weak forces. Forming the forces of nature. Then the quark epoch came. Everything seemed ready and prepared for the next stage in our little universe science project, but everything was still too hot. So we wait. So quarks made love until they formed protons and neutrons, the subatomic particles that make up a large part of the universe. In the remaining two epochs of the radiation era, the protons, which were made of quarks, and the neutrons, which were also made of quarks, created a nucleus, which led to the very first element in the history of the universe, helium. The universe felt great, achieved, nay, ecstatic. It felt like it could make so much more. Planets and galaxies and stars and nebulas and asteroids and human beings, and so it did. We then move on to the concurrent era of our universe science project, the matter era, which is dominated by matter, thus being called the matter era. This era has three epochs, and one of which we are living at right now. The first epoch was the atomic epoch. After the universe created its very first element, everything is hot yet again. Why is it so hot? So the universe cooled down again, like a 10-year-old's Xbox left outside to cool, until electrons were able to attach to nuclei, creating the second element ever, hydrogen. Well done, you brilliant speck. After the universe formed hydrogen, the two, including helium, scattered through the universe as it formed atomic clouds. Now, the gravity in the clouds caused the atoms to collect with them. These became the foundation of the galaxies. As the galactic epoch reaches its end, the galaxies formed stars, which leads us to our current epoch, the stellar epoch. Heat in the stars converted the helium and hydrogen element into almost every element that's found in our current periodic table, leading to the formation of space rocks, more stars, moons, planets, living things, Scarlett Johansson, and Cocoa Crunch. The entirety of the universe in quite a short amount of time, but it actually spanned billions of years, and that's quite a lot. Civilizations, the Milky Way, a water bottle, and everything under the sun was created by the universe itself. But what about our solar system? Well, go back about 5 billion years ago and let's get this thing going again, shall we? Going back to the galactic epoch, when big scary clouds of gas were still forming, it spun until its core and state became denser and hotter. Yes, hotter again. It became a giant disk that fused and birthed our solar system's sun. Dust and gases scattered all throughout our solar system, and molten metal and high melting point objects stuck closer to each other due to their mutual gravity and formed planets. At least that was the situation with the first 4 planets because they were relatively closer to the sun. But for the other 4, it wasn't exactly the same. The other 4 planets formed through ice combining with gas, leading to the 4 gas giants, as they are called that. This is known as the nebular theory, the idea that our entire solar system came from one big cosmic cloud. Swedish scientist Emanuel Swedenborg, is that how you pronounce it?
Let's not repeat that cancellate joke again.
Emanuel Swedenborg in 1734 is the current proponent of this theory. Now, what can we get from this information? Well, life is grand and vast, and as long as we are with the right people, with the right mindset, everything is gonna be just okay. Cheers.